today. Had an easy 8. And I had a friend message my wife yesterday and tell her that she probably hears this a lot, but her husband is an asshole and disrespectful. And, you know, he said, but all those things are true. And this is the interesting thing. Just to clarify for anyone else who may be wondering, my wife knows. And we've been married for, 18 years this August. And she has been trying to break me for 18 years. And at this point, she's real strong, but I don't know if she's quite succeeded. So, just want to clarify for anyone out there that may be wondering if I am an asshole and disrespectful. I'll bring up a couple points to prove that case is true, and then I will loop it back around to why I am the terrible human being that I am. So, evidence number 1, I wrote a book called Get Paid and Get Laid. Not just because I'm an asshole and disrespectful, because I found out one of my friends was raping and abusing his wife, and when I confronted him about it, he went to his church, and his church backed him because it was his right to treat his wife however he wanted to. So I wrote a book to bring awareness to this very serious thing of behind the doors abuse that's happening to women. So evidence number 1, tried to help said friend. Said friend got his church to tell him that no, it's all good. It's a man's right to treat his wife however he wants. And if that's not enough evidence for you, I'll lead you to point number 2, which is the conversation with this friend, where this friend, pre-pandemic, helped me build parks, splash pads, raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the food bank, volunteered on multiple boards, and had a happy family with a happy wife. Then pandemic hits. This person follows his church, which is the Church of Medicine, which is backed by the Democratic Party, follows their health recommendations to the letter. And just like how the second month of the pandemic was the highest rate of suicide by drug overdose, he fell into the same addictive patterns. Drinking, gambling, cheating on his wife, and the whole time he's going down the self-destructive pattern. I'm like, dude, this isn't like you, man. You're neurologically imbalanced, not getting adjusted. And the interesting thing is that he was getting adjusted up to that point and like in the best shape of his life until the Church of Medicine said it wasn't safe to leave his house. And then he stopped, and then his neurological imbalance, asymmetry within his brain spiraled. So this friend now has lost everything. And I told him, because he did what many people do, which is blame those around him for why he feels the way he is. Not the Democratic Party that forced him in a mask and locked him down. Not the Church of Medicine that told him to regurgitate his air and inject chemicals in his body. Or clearly lied on the effect of it. 100% risk, 0 transmission after the COVID vaccine. fucking joke. Nope, doesn't blame those people. Blames his wife for his addictions now. Don't blame your church, blame people that are around you. And so I had this many conversations with him because his group of friends around him were very similar to what I see as everybody right now. You gotta do what makes you happy. You gotta follow your heart. It's like tell a drug addict to do what makes them happy. You know what they're gonna choose? Drugs. It's the stupidest culture we have right now. And literally, because the prefrontal cortex is disengaged, so the emotional brain is running crazy. So I had many heart-to-hearts with him, and my status has not changed. My opinion has not changed. It didn't change before the pandemic, didn't change during the pandemic, it doesn't change now. You don't leave your wife. You don't divorce your wife. You made a promise to her and God. Well, I'm not happy. And of course now, she's struggling with addiction also, because regardless of what anyone wants to believe, being the leader of the house, everyone's going to follow your example. So if you follow the example of addiction and abuse, they're going to follow right behind you. That's why there's so many generational trauma that gets passed on. And neurologically, we can dive into that one quite a bit. But the book, The Body Keeps the Score, is a really good reference. So I tell my friend, I said, listen, dude, your wife doesn't want to divorce you even though you've ruined your entire life. She's willing to stick it out with you. You've cheated on her. You've done all these things. You've gone from being a house, owning a grocery store, owning multiple businesses, volunteering to having nothing. And she's willing to stick it out, right? An incredible human being this woman is. I said, if you leave her, if you divorce her, you will be someone who cannot be trusted, in my mind. And this might seem some extreme point of view, but ultimately it goes back to you become the people that you spend time with. And if I want to be a person that is strong and runs fast, I can't run with slow people all the time. I have to run fast by myself. And that's where I think a lot of people struggle with getting stronger, breaking cycles, whether it's sex addiction, porn addiction, or whatever else, is that they're afraid to go out and run by themselves. They lean on the people by them. But simple truth is, there's no strong people around you. You run alone in order to get your strength up. And eventually, stronger people will come to you. And so with a friend, I value my wife, and it's not simply the matter of like breaking a promise that you made in front of a lot of people and to God and to another human being. It's a simple truth of like, once you make that promise, if you live as Paul says in the Bible of love your wife like Christ loved the church, which is to be shamed, be beaten, and carry your cross up a hill, your wife will feed back into you. So, and my, oh, I almost said his name. And my friend, his life was abundant when he treated his wife that way. And I had hope that he could get that part of his life back rather than running away like a weak ass bitch. And so, anyways, I haven't talked to him for years, and we were going to help him. And we had this conversation about how he's someone I no longer trust. And he's surprised by this. And hence the full circle of why I'm an asshole. He asked me if I trust him, and I told him the truth. So, long story short, you don't need to mess with my wife. Tell her that I'm an asshole. You can tell me. She knows. And the reason why I'm an asshole, the reason why I tell people, my friend who is raping and abusing his wife, that's not good, is because I care about him. And that's not a good thing. I don't give a fuck what churches say. You don't treat your wife that way. If you're married and you made a promise to somebody, and you want to break that promise, guess what? I'm gonna tell you, don't be a fucking liar to your face. I'm not gonna tiptoe around it. Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Again, there's plenty of evidence pointing to this. If you want a direct answer, I will tell it to you. If you want to run fast, then join me. If you want to run slow, we run Tuesdays and Thursdays. Send me a message. We got a group that does slow runs in the morning, and then cold plunge, sauna, cold plunge with chiropractic adjustments in between to adapt to it. If you want to join a community that is no longer settling with being nice all the time and placating to everyone's addiction as they slowly kill themselves, then follow Symmetry Chiropractic Mission Centers, because the mission is pretty straightforward. It's just the light of the world, one well-adjusted family at a time. And a well-adjusted family is a strong family. And a strong family of people that don't lie to each other. If you want someone to placate to your feelings, I can be that person also. Just don't ask me direct questions. Because I'm going to give you direct answers. And if you are someone who is struggling with anxiety, depression, and addiction, but you're not really to the point where you want to ask me a direct question, today at 10 a.m. at Symmetry Chiropractic Mission Centers, we're hosting a Stop the Spread of the Walking Dead. If you're tired of feeling like a zombie with a bunch of other zombies all kind of going in the same direction, find out, come learn the root cause of neurological inability to adapt. Being dead is simply the ability to inability to adapt, which all roots down to basic neurology. So sometimes truths are hard to swallow. Sometimes they always are. Running is always hard. Doing hard things is really hard. But what I found is that when I can empower people with information so they can understand the neurology, they can stop the internal dialogue that's coming up with all these reasons of why am I unhappy? It must be my wife, must be my job, must be whatever president's in charge. When you understand the root neurological causes, you can take ownership and realize that those feelings are simply problems within your software. They are bad software problems within your neurology. The hardware is good within our body. We're perfectly designed. It's our software that's all fucked up. So, if you got time, message me back. I'll get you the address. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.